Good morning. Hello, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to create a healing event. This is our 8/8 healing event. So I'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. Before I do, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. If you're new to watching, welcome. Please say hello. If you're new, let us know if you're new so we can welcome you. So it's very exciting. I am here on the 8th of the 8th to create this healing event for you. I've been doing these for many years. I do try my best to get in on the power day of each month. So the 8th of the 8th, the 5th of the 5th, the 1st of the 1st, the 11th of the 11th. So I do try and come in most months on that date. So I'm here, it's the 8th of the 8th here for me. It may not be quite the 8th for you if you're a bit behind Australia in the time zone, timeline sort of thing, but maybe you could come back and connect with this, or maybe you're happy to connect the day before. So I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia. It is Sunday the 8th at 10:26 a.m. So the plan, the sort of idea that I'll be doing, which is what I have been doing for years on these power days of the month, is there are basically in general two segments, we could say, for this healing event. The first one is our time to receive. So this will be time for you to open up and receive what you need, the support, the healing, the strength, whatever it is that you need at this time. I will be supporting our time of receiving by pulling a healing energy card. So I'm going to pull one of those for all of us. And I've also, I don't know which one I'm going to use yet, but I've got the drum. I've got my big hoop drum. Whoops. And I've also got my Chakra Chimes. So one of those I'll be using for time of receiving. And then the second phase, or the second part of this healing event, is our time of giving. So it's receiving, it's like the in-breath, drawing that energy in and letting ourselves receive what we need. I like to think of it as you time, me time, that sort of thing. So receiving, that in-breath, that receiving time, and then that energy will move and we'll share that out. So then it will be giving, it will be the out-breath, it will be sending energy out to others, to those that we know who aren't well or who are struggling. So we'll have a sort of healing list that you can think about adding people to as we go. And we'll also be sending love and healing out around the planet. So I'll guide us through that. So I'll be using one instrument for that and one instrument for our receiving time. Before we go into those, I will be smudging. So we'll do some smudging time to help clear and prepare ourselves. And we'll go with the flow with that. I'll pull healing energy cards as we move through the different transitions and also at the end. So I'm thinking I'll be here for about 45 minutes. So if you are available and feel inspired to hang around, then please do. If you're not really interested, it's okay. Just turn this off and go and do something you love. And if you haven't really got time now, maybe bookmark this and come back to it tomorrow or later when you have time. So I better get my smudge stick. I actually forgot to get it out of my basket. So just find my matches in here. Okay, so how are you doing? Think of this, everything that's shared today and always, as a guide only. Just please take on board what feels right and what resonates with you, and just let the rest go. There might be some things that are important to me that aren't important to you, or you don't even really care about, or you might even think the opposite, and this is okay. So hopefully we can sort of share this space together despite our sort of differences if there's anything different or anything you don't really agree with. So if you can tolerate it, then great. So just take on board what does feel right. Think of this as a guide, and I trust that you've been led here for a reason. These do tend to be quite powerful times of connection. So I trust in the energy of this moment. Now let's actually, before we start, I'll talk a bit about the 8th of the 8th and why I'm here on the 8th of the 8th. I'm here because it feels right. Full stop. That's all. So there's talk of Lionsgate opening and all this sort of stuff. I don't know. I don't look into that stuff. I don't particularly care, to be honest, and I don't mean to be insulting or insensitive to anyone that does. But for me, I'm just simply here because it feels right to be here. And it feels good. And there feels to be a lot of power around today too. I feel really, like for me personally, really embodying my role as a leader in my life. We could say that's connected with that Leo lion energy too. It just happens to be the way I feel, so it could be connected. Whether it is or not, it doesn't matter to me. I don't need to investigate that. I don't need to seek confirmation or align myself with whatever fancy is happening. All I need to do is just stay in tune with myself and what feels right. So I am simply here because it feels right. So that's that bit out of the way. So let's start smudging. I've got some sage here. So hi everybody. Megan, hello. Hi Alison. Lovely to see you all. So let's light this bit of sage. It's freezing. Well, it's not quite freezing. It's 5 degrees Celsius now. It was 1 before. So it's quite cold. We had a quite heavy frost this morning, but it is winter, so that's sort of what happens in winter. Ah, nice. So take a nice big breath. Take a couple of really nice big breaths now and just allow yourself to settle. Now, if you're sitting here and you need to do something else, you might need to light some sage too. You might feel you want to stretch or lay down and relax. So you can follow along with what I'm saying or do what you need to do that feels right for you. So I encourage you now, and if you don't know or don't have something else in mind, take a couple of nice big breaths and think about breathing in the new air and breathing out the old as you surrender and let go of all the stuff that you've been stressed about, pressured by, or worried about. I think I said worried, stressed, worried, scared of, whatever's been at the forefront of your mind that you've been dealing with that's very loud right now. Think about letting that go, especially the stuff that you can let go of. The stuff that's still ongoing, maybe just imagine you've got a box just outside your door, and imagine putting all that stuff you've got to do later, all that stuff you're still dealing with. Imagine putting that in the box outside your door so you can be fully present here in the here and now for you. Just to give you a bit of a break, a bit of you time, a bit of connection time. So we ask this sacred smoke to wash over our bodies and carry away with it all negative energies, entities, cords, hooks, attacks, and attachments. Let's cut those cords, cut those ties that are unhealthy. Let's allow ourselves to let go of everything that's holding us back, our own personal limitations, our own attitude, our own behaviour that is also blocking things, and be willing to let that go. And so it is. We also call forward all of our spiritual guides and teachers, our spiritual team, our loved ones in spirit, our power animals and totems, and any other beings we work with. We call them forward now into our space. So you might feel them coming in. You might feel a little tingly or a little bit of a change of temperature or pressure around you. Oh, this is really going up my nose. Just making sure the smudge stick is out. Very important. Okay. All right, let's do this, guys. It's time for our receiving time. This is your time for you. So please shut the door, turn off the whatever, tell people that please don't disturb me for a few minutes. If you're driving or if you're in the middle of something, maybe come back so you can really soak up this you time. I'm still not sure which instrument I'm going to use yet. Probably the drum, actually. Yeah, I think I'll play the drum during our time of receiving. So I'm looking for the best healing energy card that the majority of us need as we allow ourselves to receive. So the best healing energy card for the majority of us is this here. It's this upside down. It's a new one, and for now it's called, well, it's 106, and it's called Life Tree. Life Tree. It's in the depth category, so it's about moving deeper into ourselves. It says life, growth. You're being called into life. See the beauty all around. Everything moves in cycles. Some cycles are easier than others. Be patient and lessons. There is a sense of balance, of unity, of union as I look at this picture. In fact, I don't know that this card's really come up that much in my practicing and testing of this deck. But there feels to be a balance, a sort of yin-yang feeling. We've got night, we've got day, we've got sky, we've got earth, we've got above the earth, we've got below the earth. We've got the branches, lush and green and full of life, stretching up into the sky. And we've got the roots that are sort of in the dark, secretive, hidden place, in that hidden zone that stretch and grow down in unseen places. So there is a deep sense of balance here, and maybe it might be helpful for some of us to really think about ourselves as this tree and think about how balanced we're feeling, especially in regards to above, our connections to spirit, and perhaps even our mental state, and the balance between that and our physical body, our physicality, what's going on underneath within ourselves. And the strength of the trunk, keeping these two very important parts connected. So there is something very strong and stable about the tree. And I think of, if we're a bit out of balance, sometimes we can get a bit top heavy in our energy. We can get top heavy if we're spending a lot of time focusing on spiritual things or things that are a bit off planet, we could say. If we're a bit, have our head away with the fairies or up in the clouds, we can get a little bit top heavy or a lot top heavy. And another thing that will make us top heavy is if we've been worrying and stressing and thinking low, negative thoughts a lot. That tends to get very heavy up here in the head. So if we become too top heavy, too ungrounded, we could say, then we're not nourishing, we're not feeding those roots that are really important for the tree. So it doesn't take much to topple us over when we're getting a bit top heavy. So it's really important to assess quite regularly our balance, making sure that we're being grounded, we're being fairly sensible perhaps, or using common sense is probably more appropriate to really connect with our body and our physical life, our physical relationships, our physicality. That will help keep the balance so we don't become too top heavy and not nurturing our root system, but we're also spending equal amount of time sort of rooting and grounding ourselves. In fact, the more time we spend focused on spirit, the more time we spend thinking about things, it can even be new ideas and things, the more we have to spend time grounding ourselves to create that balance so we don't become too top heavy. So this is actually very appropriate now. I see that I've got the drum here because this feels to be a lot of grounding that also wants to come through. So I'm going to drum, and I'm not going to talk as I drum. So basically as I'm drumming, I'm thinking or holding the intention of holding space for you to receive. So as I play the drum, allow the drum beats to feel the support of them, the strength of them, the healing of them, if that's what you need, coming into your body as you breathe. Breathe the sound of the drum in. So there's nothing you can do wrong as you listen to the drum. Just listen. And if you want to take it a little further, you can go on a little journey with the drum. You can allow the drum to sort of support and heal and strengthen you, or whatever it is that you need. So let's do this. So take a nice big breath, and I'll be drumming for about 5 or 10 minutes. So I trust you enjoy it. Okay, so as to ground ourselves too, if that's what you need, if you've become a bit top heavy or out of balance, the key, one of the keys anyway, or probably two of the most important keys I can think about at this time for grounding is breathing and our body. So thinking about breathing nice, big, powerful breaths, strong breaths that you feel coming through up from your diaphragm, up from your belly, up from your feet, if you can, and really feel your body breathing. That's a great way to help start that process of grounding. To ground is simply just to get physical, connect with physical things. So enjoy your you time. Okay, take a nice big breath when you're ready, and hopefully you're feeling nice and energized, and receive some nice energy from the drum. So thank you. If you just joined in, I was playing the drum with this card in mind called Life Tree, and it's very much about life, growing, balance, being patient, cycles and things like that. So thank you. That was your time for you to receive and soak up and breathe in all of the energy that you needed. And if you joined partway through, you come back and connect with it again in the future. The replay will be available. So I'm getting ready now to shift. The energy is shifting as we move into our time of giving. So if you have to go, if you're about to leave, then please, thank you for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video or you are enjoying it, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you'd love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. If you would love to learn more about me and the work I do at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. I have a couple of drums on the website, not that one, that's mine. So there are a couple of drums on there. If the drum really spoke to you, check it out. Got other drumming videos too you might enjoy. So let's move into our time of giving. This is our time now to share all that nice juicy energy we've just been receiving. Let's share some of that, all of that. Because I'm sure as we share, as we give, we're also receiving if we allow ourselves to. So as we give and share this energy that we're feeling, then it comes back to us. So let's not share and give, and this is appropriate probably for parts of our life. Let's not give, draining ourselves, but let's balance that with receiving time. I've noticed the more that I actually give, the more time I spend giving and caring and helping and all those giving sorts of things, the more I have to spend time in letting myself receive. It's for that balance. Otherwise I drain myself. So if I've got certain size fuel tank, I need to fill up my fuel tank and then allow that energy to be shared or given. And as you give too, you do also receive, but it has to be balanced also with our receiving time. So I'm pulling a card for our time of receiving, giving, our giving time, giving. So I will guide us through this, but let's talk about the card first. Oh, Andrea, you're here. While you're here, I've been playing with some new air dry clay, and I think it's going to work. So I am just waiting for probably a couple of weeks because it can be fired in the kiln. So I've got two tests. One I'm going to fire, one I'm not, and I'm just sort of in testing phase. So then in a couple of weeks, I'd say I'll be starting some air dry clay videos for children, for the child within us. If you would like to make some clay things too, I'm going to do that with air dry clay, which is very exciting because air dry clay in general is pretty crappy. So it's nice to find a clay I think that's going to work. Just so you know, Andrea and anyone who's listening are interested in doing some air dry clay with me. But I'm looking for a card, the best card to support our time of giving. The best card is this, Blossoming, card 34. It's an action card, which is what we're doing. We're taking action now. It says self-growth, plant the new, actively growing. Actively growing, I like that. Opening physical discomfort as you grow. It's time to activate who you truly are and let it shine. I love that. So there feels to be like on the collective, so as we move into our time of giving, this time of potentially supporting growth, supporting the physical discomfort that a lot of people are feeling at this time with all the craziness, I want to say, the transformation, the strangeness that's going on. at this time. So allowing and, you know, trusting that this is a time of transformation. This is a time of blossoming. It's like, you know, the caterpillar moving into the cocoon to be ripped apart, like to physically transform into a butterfly. I mean, the transformation's quite incredible. So if the collective, if we at this time, you know, all the craziness and chaos that's, and, you know, all the stuff that we've got to be mindful of so we don't get pulled into fear too much, all that stuff, if we step back and look at the bigger picture, it's likely like that period in the cocoon where that caterpillar is being sort of physically pulled apart, ripped apart. And it can feel like that, like things are just being ripped apart from us. And we can even feel ripped apart in ourselves. And so as we go through, it seems to happen sometimes as we go through that transformation. So that blossoming energy is strong there. Let's get the chimes ready. We'll move. I don't like having the highest chime there. It's just a little bit too high and it doesn't run with the octave. So I've got my chakra chimes here, which sound like this. Excuse my ratty box, it's well used. So what I'm going to do, the plan here is I'm going to play the chimes to support this time of giving. So I'm also going to talk us through this process now. So I didn't talk in the drum, but I am going to talk here. You're very welcome to do your own thing. So if you have your own little thing that you want to be doing, please do that. Don't feel you have to follow what I'm saying. What I'm going to be sharing and guiding is a guide for those interested. And if you're off doing your own thing part way or the whole time, then that's great. I always encourage you to follow and trust your intuition. I'm following mine, you follow yours, and we should be able to get on if we trust that. So I'll be talking us through. Basically, I'm going to just recenter us, reground us. We'll come together in a circle. Then there'll be opportunity for you to think about adding people that you're concerned about, people that you know who may be struggling on any level, physically, emotionally, mentally, and we can put them into our circle. And then we'll expand that energy out around our planet. So thank you for joining me in this really important time of giving. So let's get back into center, especially if you've just joined in. So let's reground. Maybe place your feet nice and flat on the floor. Or if you're laying down or sitting up cross-legged, feel the weight of your spine or your tailbone, the weight of your body on the chair or the bed or wherever you are. So feel your connection to the earth beneath you. The earth is there always. It's stable, it's secure, it's nurturing, it is constant. So just spend a moment connecting with the earth. It doesn't matter if you've got your feet in the sand or on the grass, or if you're 1 or 10 stories in the air. Imagine that connection that you feel now to the earth and to your body. And when you're ready, take a nice big breath in and imagine drawing up from the earth and into your body the energy from the earth. So I like to think of it as a red-brown light, like a misty, earthy light. So imagine pulling that earthy light, that energy from the earth, up into your body through the soles of your feet, through your tailbone, or through your spine, depending on your positioning. And imagine pulling and drawing that energy up into your body, where it starts filling you up with this earthly, nurturing, supportive and stable love. So allow this energy to go wherever it's needed in your body. If you're hurting, if you're injured, you're in pain, maybe imagine sending this earthly love to those areas. So become sensitive to your body's needs and send that earthly energy there. Just through your intention. You only need to think about it, and then you can trust that it's done. So now imagine that we're all holding hands in this beautiful circle of love. So imagine holding hands with someone next to you. And now we start to share this energy that we feel around our circle, sending the energy through our left hand and around the circle where it comes back into our right hand. Giving and receiving. Giving and receiving in perfect balance. We cannot give more than we receive, and we cannot receive more than we give. All is perfectly balanced. And also you won't take on other people's stuff, because you can also trust that you are safe and protected. You will only receive what you need. So let's build this energy now from hand to hand, heart to heart. Feel that sense of connection, that sense of knowing and truth that you are never, ever alone. You belong here. If you didn't belong here, you wouldn't be here. Okay, so now with a nice energy that we've generated, let's now invite those people that may be struggling, people that we know, that we would like to offer some healing and strength and support to. Imagine putting those people lovingly in our circle. So you can request them in your mind, think of their name, or picture them sitting or laying inside our circle. And we're not going to force this energy upon them though. We're going to hold them in this space and trust that they will take what they need if they want to receive. We're offering it to them, but we respect their choice of receiving or not. Okay, so we leave these people now held in the centre of our circle for as long as they need to be there. And now we expand this connection that we've been feeling hand to hand, heart to heart. We expand this now up to our crowns, where we now connect crown to crown, to crown to crown, like a halo, a ring of light that joins us all. So as that energy builds and builds and builds, it now expands out from our crowns and circles the earth in this beautiful blanket of love. And this blanket of love flows down into the earth and finds anyone who's lost, feeling lost or alone, anyone that's grieving or in pain, anyone that's struggling or just needs a little bit of love, then this love finds them. Doesn't matter how isolated or wherever they are, this love will find them. Again, we don't force it upon anyone, but we offer it to them and respect their choice to take it or not. We also flow this love into the hearts of the animals who want to receive, and into the waterways, the deepest parts of the earth, to the highest parts of the earth, the mountain tops, the atmosphere, and everything in between. So hold that vision of the earth and all its inhabitants, all its parts, held in love, supportive, comforting, strengthening, healing, love. Okay, so we leave the earth held here now. We leave the earth held in this blanket of love. As we now bring our focus back to our circle, and now back to ourselves. And here we draw in that high vibrational love we've been creating. We draw it into our crowns and down into our bodies, where it mixes with that earthly love that we generated and connected with before. And here we merge heaven with earth, spirit with matter. Here we bring all of who we are into this moment, feeling balanced, connected with above and below, with earth and spirit. And we stand tall here now, ready to do what? What is it that you need to ready yourself with? Ready to face your day? Ready to help or care for others in your work? Maybe you're ready to try something new, to start a new beginning, open a new door. Maybe you're ready to let go of the past that's been tying you down. Maybe you're ready to make changes. Maybe you're ready to make more time for you. What are you ready for? As you stand here tall and strong and balanced and clear and stable and connected in this moment. Before you, a blank canvas for you to create, to build, to change. So take some nice big breaths. And allow the energy to settle and find its place in your body, which I call integrating. So allow that energy to integrate into your body, to settle and find its place like a leaf unpinning from a tree, and it's in slow motion. It drops down and lays in its best position it can find on the earth. That's what I imagine the energy does, like a leaf, and it finds and comes into our body and finds its place to settle, finds its place to sit. So we've brought a lot of high energy through, so allow that time for it to sit and integrate and connect with you. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining me in sending love and healing out to others and around our planet. And I trust you feel a nice sense of connection. So if you just joined in, we were I was chiming with this card in mind, which is blossoming, and it was also our time of giving. So that takes us up now towards the end of our connection. I am going to pull a card to go. So again, before I go, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I trust that you feel even a little bit better than you did before. If you did, then that's fantastic. If you have enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So I have a couple of things coming up this week. On Friday the 30th, I think it's the 30th. No, it's the 13th. I'm not in July anymore. July's over. Okay, it's Friday the 13th is my next chakra series part. So we're talking about the solar plexus, which is the third chakra. That's our power center, and we'll be focusing on that very intently and closely on Friday. So that at this stage is available to my Active Pillar of Light members or my Active Temple of Balance patrons who pledge $10 for the month or more. So for those of you who have, you'll receive the link to that, the direct link to that video for live streaming on Friday on YouTube, tomorrow on Monday with the Current Energy Report. If you would love to be a part of it, you can join for that one live. Plus we've already done 2 and we've got, well, it's 7 chakras, so we've got 4 more to do after that. So if you would love to join in, you'll probably find it very supportive and informative. So that's on Friday. My next art class is on Saturday the 28th of August. I've got a calendar over there I can look at now. Saturday the 28th of August, and we're doing the last Healing Energy card art. I highly recommend that if you've been thinking about coming to any art class, please think about coming to this because it's going to be incredible. We're doing a re-illustration of the Heaven on Earth card 44, and it's the last one for the Healing Energy Cards project. You will probably find you love it. It is such a healing and connective experience, these art classes. They're more healing than you might realize. So if you're inspired to, you can find out more on my website at templeofbalance.com.au and follow the prompts on the home page. So let's look now for our best card to go. Oh, and so the home page is, did I say the website? I don't know, templeofbalance.com.au. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's look for the best card to go. So I want to find the best card that the majority of us need now as we move forward from here. So we're about to turn this off and get on with our day or our night or what have you. So what do we need to know now about this transition? Because it's really important, you know, as we go back into our life, we grab those things from the box that we put in, the things that we have to do, we grab those things again and we go about our life again. This is where things like this can be really effective, or where things like this can be really ineffective if we don't carry through into our life the bits, the parts that are of benefit to us. So I'm interested to find the best card that will help with that transition. What do we need to know about what's next? How can we integrate the things that we've received personally from this connection today? So the best card for our forward movement from here, something to keep in mind now moving forward, is this here. What is this? It's this. Oh, we've got another tree. It's another new card from Healing Energy Cards number 2, and it's called 63 Navigation. Navigation. It's in a neutral category, so this is like a blank canvas. There are possibilities and potentials when we're in the center here because, you know, what are we going to do with this energy? How are we going to take it? Are we going to enjoy it while we're here, hopefully, and then shut the door when we get into our life and continue feeling agitated and imbalanced and disconnected? Then that would be, you know, we haven't really taken anything of benefit from this experience. But there is potential here to work with this energy that you've been receiving and that you feel now, to carry it into your life. How can you maybe breathe a little deeper? How can you balance your giving and receiving time? How can you care more or spend more time with those people that you put in the healing circle? Have you been spending enough time with these people? Have you been listening to them and conversing with them, or just spending time with them? So there are things that hopefully we can gain from this, which is what this neutral position offers. It's the blank canvas. It's the potential. What will we do with the gift that we've been given today? And down here it says, see how this resonates with you. It says, get your bearings. Work out which way to go. Trust in your inner compass. Direction. Navigate. Passage through. Passage through what? Passage through a doorway? Passage through a new beginning? What are you passaging through, moving through? It says consideration. Steer yourself. So drive your car, drive your vehicle, and be clear. So get your bearings. How are you navigating things, or how can you improve your sense of navigation in your life? Are you feeling at this time, honestly, are you honestly feeling aligned and connected with your life's path and the direction, the path that you're going? Or do things feel a bit amiss? Do things feel a bit wrong? Do things feel a bit uncomfortable? What's going on for you now in regards to your navigation? Are you happy with the direction you're going? Are you challenging and pushing yourself? Are you stepping out of your comfort zone? Are you learning and exploring and discovering? Maybe you're in a time of rest or healing. Maybe you're feeling a bit flat and you just need a little bit of time for downtime or connecting or healing. Maybe that's the space you're in. So our spaces are all going to be different. How are you navigating at this time, navigating yourself? And first of all, it may be important to think about what your relationship is right now with your life's path. Are you in alignment with it, or are you feeling off track? So what can you do to get back on track, and then you'll be able to figure out how to connect in with your inner compass and go in the direction that you're going. It's very difficult to connect with our inner compass and navigate things if we're lost in the bush. So if you're feeling lost in the bush and you're off, and you feel like you're off path, then the first step before this card is to get back on track again. How can you find your path again? What do you need to do to get in connection with that? So just some things to think about moving forward. The navigation, how we're navigating things, getting our bearings. So even if we're lost in the woods, maybe we're not actually lost. If we're doing orienteering, that's sort of going through the woods, going through the bush, we would say in Australia, with our compass and our map or what have you, or our instructions to find the course, find the path. So maybe we might think that we're lost in the woods, but maybe this card is also showing, look, let's just stop for a moment. Let's get our bearings of where we are, and maybe switch on our intuition again, or our inner compass, to get back on to the direction of our path. Or maybe we're kind of lost in the woods because we're in between paths, or we're going towards a different path or a new path. So there can be all sorts of reasons why we might feel a bit lost right now. And maybe if we take the lost out of it and just, okay, how can I work with this energy to get back on track? Maybe that's another way to look at it. But thank you so much for joining me today. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I will be back tomorrow for their weekly guidance. And I should be back next month for the 9/9 healing event. So take care of yourself, and sending you loads of love from my heart to yours. Thank you so much.